Everybody. In the past, in the previous chapter, we have studied the use of ser in different situations. Today, we're gonna finish this uses of ser and estar, the differences. As you know, ser and estar in English is to be, which you have only one form, but in Spanish we have two forms of to be, and that it's what makes it a little bit difficult for people to learn this aspect. However, these are the different situations we have learned to use ser, nationality and place of origin, and here are some examples. Juan Carlos es argentino, es de Buenos Aires. Profession or occupation, Adela es inspectora de aduana, Francisco es médico. Characteristic of people and things, José y Clara son antipáticos, simpáticos. El clima de Puerto Rico es agradable. Generalization, es fabuloso viajar. Es difícil estudiar a la 1 de la mañana. Possession es la pluma de Jimena. What something is made of, la biblioteca es de metal. Los pasajes son de papel. Time and date, hoy es martes. Son las 2, hoy es el 1 de julio. Where or when an event takes place. El partido es en el Estadio Santa Fe. La conferencia es a las 7. We have also talked about Estar, location, which the uses are the following. Location or spatial relationships. El aeropuerto está lejos de la ciudad. Tu habitación está en el tercer piso. Health, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias. Physical states and condition. El profesor está ocupado. Las ventanas están abiertas. Emotional state. Marisa está feliz. Hoy estoy muy enojado con Maru. Certain weather expression. Está lloviendo, está nublado. Ongoing action. Progressive tenses. Estamos estudiando para un examen. Ana está leyendo una novela. Today we're going to continue to develop this point, but it's a little bit tricky, but with the following hint you will be able to master it. So in the past we studied that for emotion or description we use ser, right? Description we use like Ana es alta, Pedro es bajo, Ana es bonita, and so forth, is ser. However, there is a rule that you could use with descriptive adjective, and this rule only apply to descriptive adjective. No, because if I'm going to talk about nationality, you know that is ser. That's it. No other way around. However, with descriptive adjective, you could use either ser or estar, but the connotation is a little what the intention of the message of the speaker is a little bit different. For example, we use ser for descriptive adjective to express inherent characteristic of the person or object. It means they are perceived by the speaker as a permanent characteristic. For example, if you met someone in high school and you told that person is pretty, you say Ana es bonita. That's your point. It's a connotation. Ana es bonita. She's always been pretty, and for you, your connotation of perception, that person is always pretty. However, if Maria studied biology and she wanted to be a neurologist science, and it's an example, neurologist scientist, and she got up at 5 in the morning to read and go to class at 8 a.m. in the morning, and she didn't put makeup or anything like that, then you invite her out all of a sudden because it's interesting, and when she see you or when you see her, she's changed, she put makeup on everything. So in that case, because it's a changeable condition that is perceived by the speaker, again the connotation of the speaker is what counts, then in that case, for some of you, Maria está with the accent over the A, bonita, because it's your impression. In English, you have something like Maria looks pretty. You're not being mean, but you say Maria is pretty, Maria looks pretty. It's your perception at the moment. Okay? Another example, for example, if I have two sisters, one that is always being thin, she works out all the time, right? And I would say, Lisa es delgada, okay? Delgada. And now I have another sister that didn't work out or anything, and you know, she had a different diet, but she got sick, and she's a little bigger, but she got sick, and she's been losing weight because of the disease that she had. She was sick for a while. This is an example. So when I see her, I will not say Lili es delgada. Lili está is my impression in there. Está delgada. It's another, is an inherent characteristic connotation as you perceive, you use ser, permanent characteristic of the person, but it's a changeable characteristic of the person. You could use está. And look, the connotation change. Another example, and the last one. Let's say Maria is a nervous person. She's always nervous. Everything worries her. If I say she's nervous, she's a nervous person, I will say María es una persona nerviosa, right? And Anna, she's not nervous, but when she takes a test, she gets nervous, really nervous. So I would say María está nerviosa por el examen. This is our example. I could say Pedro es delgado. He's thin, always thin. But if I see Mario, and I think he's losing weight, Mario está delgado. Más delgado hoy. Like he's thinner today. Not that he's thin, but he looks thinner today. It's an example. Okay. So could be tricky, and these only happens with descriptive adjectives. Okay. If I'm talking about a location, don't think, oh, it's a changeable condition. No, you don't have to go through that rationale. This is a set of fixed rules where you use ser and estar, right? If it's a location, this would be your right answer. But if I'm talking about profession, occupation, then ser will be your right answer. However, with descriptive adjectives, the connotation of the speaker is what matters, your perception. And these are the example. Lisa is a thin person, always been since an express inherent characteristic of the person. I would say Lisa es delgada. But if my sister was sick and losing weight, I go to visit her and say, wow, she looks thinner. I would say Lili está delgada. Okay? So that's that. Had to do with connotation. There is another use of ser and estar that could be tricky that depends on the denotation. It means what the adjective will mean based of the uses of ser and estar. For example, ser plus certain adjective will mean something. And if I have estar plus an adjective, the same adjective, the meaning of the adjective will change. So it doesn't have to be with the connotation, but with the denotation, what it means. So again, there's some adjective that when you use it with ser means something, but when you use it with that means something different, which is opposite what we had before. Delgado, thin, will be always thin. But you could say Ana está delgada because she looks thinner, or Ana es delgada, she's thin, she's a thin person. But this one is a little bit different. For example, if I use ser plus listo, that means to be smart. However, if I put estar plus listo, means to be ready. You see that it doesn't have to do with the connotation, but the denotation. Ser más listo, to be, means to be smart. Like I could say, Ana es muy lista. She's smart. But if I'm saying estar plus listo, it means ready. Yo estoy listo. I'm ready. That's one. And you have a complete, I will provide a complete list later on. And you could see those lists. Or in the text where I would provide a list, complete list. For example, I'll give it to you here. Ser plus mal or malo, all the variation, means to be bad. Okay? Estar plus malo o mala significa en español to be sick. Ser más aburrido significa to be boring. Estar más aburrido significa to be bored. Ser plus the color green, verde, means the color, to be green. The color, right? But if I put estar plus verde, it means, this is when you're talking about fruit. It means when something is not right, not to be, la fruta está, la manzana está verde means it's not ready to be eaten, not ripe. Okay, so if I put la manzana, which means apple, está verde, I put capital A because it's an accent mark there, but you should have an accent mark, means the apple is not ready to be eaten, it's not ripe. Okay, and the last one, to be seguro, ser más seguro means to be safe or confident. Estar más seguro significa to be sure. And ser más vivo significa clever. Y estar más vivo significa to be alive. So you have to learn those one. There are more, but these are the one that you need to do for this material. That's all I have for today. If you have any question, please email me.